Have you thought about starting a community? Or perhaps you've already founded a community and you'd like to get more engagement? Or maybe you're a member of a community and you'd like to increase your community experience. Well, today our guests are bringing their best advice because they have created one of the most generous, collaborative, supportive, amazing communities I have ever witnessed. And they're bringing also the best practices we all need to know for being a community founder and a community member so that we get a collaborative, supportive experience that we really want to have with our like-minded members. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Possibility Partners Show. I'm your host, Ande Lyons, your Chief Possibility Officer, and I just love sharing Andelicious advice with entrepreneurial adventurers right here in Google Plus Hangouts on Air. And I love the fact that I get these great conversations and we share them with you, and they're with seasoned entrepreneurs all sharing their best tips, tools, and advice to help you and me keep our businesses growing and thriving. And I want to say a big yoo-hoo to our live viewers and participants. Thank you so much for tuning in. And mwah, 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 mwah to replay viewers. Oh, I'm so honored you took the time out to tune into the show. Thank you. And I've got a big old hug of a welcome to the Wellness Universe community. Thank you for embracing me over the last week. I loved sharing with all of you. It was so great to meet you. Welcome, welcome. And I would love to deepen our connection and our engagement, so please be sure to follow me right here on Google Plus or Facebook or LinkedIn, or find me at my favorite bar. Oh yeah, Twitter. Great conversations happen on Twitter, right? I'm at Ande Lyons. And if you'd like more tips, tools, and resources, please visit my website, andelyons.com. And of course, I would be so grateful if you were to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Andelicious Advice. So today, oh boy, are we getting a huge and delicious dose of entrepreneurial wisdom from our two guests. These women not only have their own thriving businesses, but they created the space for the Wellness Universe, and it's a phenomenal community. I'm so excited to learn more from these extraordinary women, artists, and goddesses, of course. Please join me in welcoming the oh-so-divinely delicious Anna Pereira and Cherie Alyse. Hello, goddesses. Cherie, say hi.
Hi, Ande. How are you?
Hi, Shari.
Thank you so much for having us here.
Hi,
and
Ande.
Anna. Hi,
How
Anna.
are you? Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
I'm so glad, and really you introduced me to so many wonderful people over the last week. What a lovely group, and I hope they're all engaging right now, and I can see they are in the comment track with a great group that show up here every week for the Possibility Partners Show. So I'm absolutely thrilled. And before we start talking about community, because you two have done a phenomenal job at creating the space, and that's really a lot of what has to happen when you grow a vibrant and engaged community. But let's dip a little into your own entrepreneurial adventures, beginning with you, Anna. How soon did you know that you were an entrepreneurial adventurer?
I want to say I probably was born an entrepreneur. Where I grew up, it was sort of like fend for yourself in a way, and I was always creative, so I always was coming up with something that I made and sold, and it just happened to be that way through all my life, and I was supported by adults around me and my peers, so it just developed into a lifelong entrepreneurship style.
And is it all based on your artwork? Because I mean, viewers, you've got to check out Anna's beautiful jewelry. Talk a little bit about that, Anna.
Thank you. Well, actually, it's taken a back seat now with the new project, but yes, it was always based around art. I had a t-shirt line. It was essentially anything that I could produce with my hands. and sell it. So it was a t-shirt line. Now it's a jewelry collection called Circles of Inspiration. But right now it's kind of taken a little bit of a back seat because of our bigger project.
Right, and you have a bigger vision, which we'll get to before. But you created your jewelry with meaning behind it, right?
Yes.
And talk a little bit about that, please.
Okay, sure. Essentially, when I had my t-shirt line, it was that's what kind of got me into the spirituality and trying to change somebody's life, because I was always about women's empowerment, and I was always about having somebody feel their best, look their best, be their best. So that's fashion mixed with you know, your self-esteem and your self-worth and your power. So I would create spiritually based t-shirt designs in order to reflect that. And then I got married, moved to Portugal for most of my time, and I created a jewelry line that was based on spirituality, and they're all different necklaces with a positive affirmation or saying or word, and each one represents something.
Wow, it's so true. If you go to her Facebook page, which, by the way, we're talking over 800,000 fans at Anna's Facebook page. It's extraordinary. And you'll find her jewelry there as well as her website. Okay, so Cherie.
Yes.
Cherie, share a little bit about your background.
Well, I would honestly say that I don't think that I knew the word entrepreneur. I just knew that I always wanted to share something, to spread some sort of goodness in the world, and I knew that I wasn't ever going to grow, say, with a company, because it was always based around myself and what I can do and what I can bring. And I just remember at a young age, because I'm a performer, I was an actor as a child, and that's what I grew up doing. I remember inviting the whole neighborhood and charging them to come to my driveway to watch me perform. And I didn't realize it at the time until I'm like looking back now and go, wow, you are already trying to get people involved in what you do and creating that. And I waited tables for many years, so working for someone else, but always with my own vision of what I wanted to create in this world. And I kind of just have followed through with that, not really knowing what the tools were.
But Cherie, what was calling you? I mean, what was inside you pulling you?
I think because I've always been inspired by bigger people and people who have overcome certain things, that feeling that I had gotten from other people, I wanted to be able to give that same thing. I remember sitting in movie theaters and walking away and feeling that I can do more with my life or feel better about myself, and I was like, I want to give that same thing to somebody else. Especially having gone through at a younger age some childhood sexual abuse, there's a lot of background stuff that I had to deal with, and through the years being able to find an outlet for that and finding my own healing, like the only thing I've ever wanted to do is be able to share that with people and to be able to help people, and that's really what has driven me to share with Cherie. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day.
And viewers, you have to go check out Cherie's video. Seriously, very few people can hold the camera up right here and start talking and sharing with such transparency, authenticity, genuineness. You've got to go watch them. I'm always deeply moved by Cherie's deeply caring nature. When she starts talking, she's talking to you, and you feel it right in here. What a unique gift. When did you start doing that, those little video vignettes as far as sharing with Cherie?
I think, honestly, as soon as video cameras came out, but really it began on MySpace back in the days of that it was kind of combining the actor who always just wanted to be in front of people, but then with having this overwhelming message that I wanted to share, and the moment that I really did have a video camera, I just wanted to talk, I just wanted to share, and so I would turn my camera on, and where you were able to have, bulletins in MySpace days, I just started posting my own videos. And then that carried over into Facebook and then creating my own website. And it really is, I get taken by a moment, something comes in my heart, and I just want to share it. And I just turn the video camera on and I talk to you. Because
Yeah, you could be, she could be sitting on the back of her couch. She could be on a hike. She could be at Starbucks. I mean, she's like, oh.
In my car, I have my dashboard confessions. You go hiking with me. I have been in the bathroom. Not, not too much going on there. But I mean, anywhere that I'm inspired to be able to share a message, I turn the camera on.
That's, and that's a unique gift. Not everybody can do that in such a meaningful way that you do. So thank you for sharing your gifts with the world. And viewers, Shari has a Facebook fan page of over 78,000 fans. So these two guests here today know how to build conversation, engagement, collaboration. So no wonder they got together and collaborated, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But what's really cool, as far as the host for me today, is that I've got the gorgeous goddess Anna hanging out in Portugal. I'm here in Boston, and Cherie is in California. Now, how cool is that? Where else can you do it but right here on Google Plus Hangouts? Seriously, I love this platform. And I want you to both, everybody, find ways to connect with these two goddesses. Visit thewellnessuniverse.com right now so you can get an idea of what that's about, because we're about to dive in to the conversation. But before we go there, do you gals have a daily practice? Because, as entrepreneurs, we get up every day. Oh, yeah, we get up every day and we're like, yeah, oh, boy, can't wait to get going. I don't think so. But by putting in daily practices, we can help bring out our hope, our tenacity, our resilience, our persistence, our purpose, and our mission. Anna, do you have a daily practice that you use?
Well, coffee is the first thing, and that is a very important part of my day. And giving thanks is essential to how I start my day and my inspiration starts entering into me. So giving thanks is really one of the key points of my day in order for it to start rolling along, because then I'll start thinking of ideas and how I can help people and how I can help them be their best and live in their light, and help them not only live in their light but live in their light with purpose and with meaning, and help guide them. Like, what can I offer them that's going to help guide them? So giving thanks at the beginning of my day gets me in that flow, and I think that's one of the most important things, and after that it's just all downhill, Andy.
Well, we can all go clink clink on the coffee, and really you are a true inspirational leader, Anna. I really want to give you, a moment like this, because I watch you and how you communicate, and with such joy, but with really strong leadership capability. It's wonderful, and we need you. We really do. So thank you for that. And Cherie, what's your daily practice?
I have two. The first is the exact same thing as gratitude. Because the first thing that I want to do always when I wake up is grab my phone that's next to me. And I catch myself literally taking my phone and then putting it down and stopping and just saying thank you. And I always do 5 things that I'm thankful for. And that immediately in that moment always overwhelms me, always get inspired. And then from that moment I go outside and I go on a hike every day, because connecting with nature and forgetting about all the noise all around and literally just listening to the birds or hearing the pebbles beneath my feet and being able to connect to something bigger, that always, and that's always where I turn my camera on too, but that always is what gets me going and motivated for the whole day. It's that connection with something greater than myself.
Oh, you two are so Andelicious. I just love you both.
Thank you.
I want to take a moment here to remind viewers that we have this wonderful thing at the end of every show. It's called the Afterglow Chat. And after I hit end broadcast, I grab the link to this room right here, and I throw it into the comment section. Okay? And all you have to do is click on it, follow the prompts if you're new to joining a Hangout, and come on in and say hi. It's practically like having us in your living room. It's so much fun. So I hope you can tune in. For those of us who are new to the Hangout, and you might be watching via YouTube, you just type in the comment section. We'd love to hear you there. Or if you're at the event invite, for example, Intuitive Mitchell's here, and I just want to say, come on in and just type a comment like you just did, and folks will engage with you. So we've got a nice group of live viewers happening. But let's dive in to the wellness universe. I want to find out from both of you, how did you come up with this idea, and how did you decide to collaborate? And who wants to start first?
I'll start. Okay, well, it's a long story because actually the Wellness Universe came out as a necessity to actually the bigger project that we have. So this is the real interesting part. Back in September of 2013, I had an idea because Facebook was becoming a bit of a disappointment for those of us who really want to spread a positive message. And I was seeing a lot of things in my timeline that I really didn't want to see. And then I was seeing that my inspirations weren't getting the reach, but yet whoever was engaging on my page was very happy with what they were receiving, and they really wanted to receive like positive information, affirmations, reinforcement. They really loved my posters because that's kind of what having the jewelry line evolved me into. It allowed me to step into my light as a motivational and inspirational person, and through my page and sharing my posts that are my own words. So they're not always so eloquent because I'm not a writer, but it's my ideas and my concepts in order to empower somebody and give them hope and strength. And when I saw this shift happening in Facebook, I said, I think it's time that we need our own place. And in December, I had approached Shari to join forces with me and to begin a project that I had come up with, and together we worked on it, and it became a really big, overwhelming project. And to take off a chewable bite, we came up with the Wellness Universe, and this was a gathering of the great minds that are out there in Facebook that are inspiring people and world changers and leaders, whether in their seedling stages or big. We have everyone from somebody starting a Facebook page, but that shows the potential and really shows that they have a voice, to Annie Kagan, let's say, who wrote the book The Afterlife of Billy Fingers, and she's a bestseller. So we have everyone in between on the Wellness Universe, and that's how it all started, because of actually the necessity for all of us to get our word out.
Wow, so that's where the collaboration with the members comes, and we'll talk more about that later. So Cherie, what did you think when this collaboration came together? I mean, with all due respect to my gender, I think communities are great for, women and men to collaborate, but having a partnership with two women. I went to an all-women's MBA program. I understand. I've studied for years the challenges of collaborating together. How do you two do this, and how do you maintain your friendship along the way?
With a lot of wine. No, honestly, when Anna first approached me about it, it's funny because as I said, I wasn't interested. My first interest wasn't let me, delve into a platform and build something. It was all about being able to help and heal people and to get people to see their beauty and their light. And when Anna first approached me about her idea, I didn't even think twice. The first thing I said was yes, was out of my mouth, but I didn't really thinking about it, because what I saw more than anything was the potential to be able to inspire and influence so many people, and to be able to find a solution to what everybody was having issues with. So it never was a thing about our gender. It never was a thing about, how are we going to get along. It was simply we were two like-minded people that wanted to create the same thing. And so it was like, well, what's better than one? Two. So let's do it. And it was really that simple. It was more of a question than anything else.
I just love that. I'm part of a community here on Google+, HPT Transformation, and it's run by a phenomenal man out of the UK, Dave Moore. You two would love this community, and he works really hard at preserving the nature, the collaboration, and the integrity of the group. Do you guys do that as well?
It is one of our key things that we try to do as best as we can. Integrity is one of our, what do we call them, Shari?
Core values.
It's one of our core values, if not the top one. So integrity is a big one to us, between the people, between what they represent, and how they represent it.
Right.
Authenticity. I would say authenticity as well, because one of the greatest things that Anna and I want to be is truly who we are and be able to speak openly about everything that we're doing and why we're doing it. And so there are no guessing games, and people know what our intentions are right from the beginning to right to the end. Because if we can't stand in our own authenticity, how can we expect anybody else to, and how do we expect a better world? So.
Okay, so let's go to day one. The two of you said, let's start this. Let's set up the website and let's tell people about it. Then what did you do?
Oh, so not easy.
It didn't necessarily happen that easily. It was a lot of behind-the-scenes work, building the idea that was the mothership for the Wellness Universe. The Wellness Universe is like a baby, like one of those pods that are launched off of the mothership, so to speak. And we just got together, started identifying what we want to give to the world, what we want people to feel, what our members, how we want them to walk through their day. We want them to be happy. We want them to be joyful. We want them to feel that their existence makes a difference. We want them to touch the lives of the people they're trying to reach. And we want them to be live in abundance because of it. So, I mean, that's the beginning of how we started it.
I love it.
It was, sorry.
Go ahead, share.
No, I was going to say that it's as simple as, not simple, but we then, with that in mind, what Anna said, we then started reaching out to people who represented that, who were out there every day on their pages doing that. And that's where we started like vetting pages and inviting people to be part of the Wellness Universe. Because it really was, we're a community. It's not just her and I. And so we wanted people who represented our values and what we thought were important, and they were on the same mission that we were.
Great, and share the different categories, because it's not just health, wellness, right?
Right. It's actually wellness. When we think of wellness, the old version of wellness is, working out, eating right, right? But it's so much more than that, and we know that now, especially as we are accepting certain things in life as we go on. It's all about every area of your life. So we've categorized it by 7 categories, and that's emotional, environmental, intellectual, occupational, physical, social, and spiritual. And so anything that fits into those categories is essentially doing well for you, for the world, and that's really what we're trying to look for. So it's a balance. It's balance. Wellness is equal to balance for us.
Yeah, it's obviously a big picture too, which I just love. So anybody viewing this who is resonating with what Anna and Cherie are talking about, be sure to find them and find out more, because they don't just have the website, which is wonderful. They also have a phenomenal Facebook group that is incredibly supportive. Did you start that at the same time as the website, Cherie?
Actually, we started the community first, the group first, as we were building the website. We were gathering people as it was being built behind the scenes, because one of the big things about the Wellness Universe is that it is based on all of us. It's not based on the website. It's the people who make up. They are part of it. And so we wanted to give the people a space where they feel supported, where they feel encouraged, where they know that what they're doing makes a difference in the world. And because, like Anna said before, we had Facebook pages that maybe only had 25 fans, but what their mission was more important than the number of likes. And so we created this community where it's all people where we can help them grow into it with business tips, with just an everyday quick tip or whatever it is. We just have different areas that we do within the group to make them feel supported, make them feel encouraged, so then they step out every day doing what their mission is and being who they were meant to be. And so the group was first, and then the website.
I love that. And speaking of group, let's bring in a few folks from the comment. And thank you, everybody, live participants. You're just so wonderful. Just a great vibe. And Cherie and Anna, a common theme folks are saying in the comment track is here with gratitude. Oh, thank you, everybody. I mean, that's so beautiful. So look who's up in the middle of the night right here. Hey, Cheryl.
Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl.
Yay.
Where's she hangs out from in Australia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Thank you for keeping the jammies on and joining us. That is so rockin' awesome. And
I think it's
then
about 3 in the morning over there.
that's right. And then we have a wonderful Canadian. We have Jennifer saying, fabulous show, extraordinary game changers, love the energy, the vision, and the collective collaboration to shift the world for wellness, and wow. Oh, thank you for tuning in, Jennifer. That's so awesome. And one of my favorite collaborators, you know, as far as the community I was mentioning right here is Dave Moore. They don't get any better. And he's right, you two would fit like a glove in that group. And hold on, I got to get the eyeball off. Hold on, wait for it. Then and then we have a terrific goddess who shows up often to the Possibility Partner Show. So grateful. Delicious collaborative idea. I am here in this audience and loving the conversation. And how about that? Reclaiming feminine fire. Oh, I just love it. Thank you, darling, for tuning in. And so many others are watching right now. Our hearts are filled with gratitude, right, Cherie and Anna?
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm like, you know, we call ourselves a heart-centered business, and I'm sitting here like all emotional, my eyes watering, because that's what we feel. One of the main things that we stand on is co-creation and not competition, and that there's room for all of us. So to see the amount of support that goes around the wellness universe, it's just because we all know that that is what is going to change the world, is us working together, and not, you know, oh, I want this and you can't have it and it's for me. And so just getting a little emotional.
I would too. I've been on the thread in your group, and I'm telling you, it's really a delicious vibration. It really, really is. So, and I wanted you to talk more about the fact that this isn't just, you know, kumbaya and holding hands. You two set the tone with very, very strong leadership skills, heart-centered leadership skills, and what I would call smarty pants business acumen. If you don't know it, you find someone who does, because you're here to serve your members. And to talk about that, because especially for solopreneurs and especially for folks who are in heart-centered businesses, you know, they don't always want to be focusing on the pesky details that are so important that we have to remember as entrepreneurs and solopreneurs.
Well, Andy, one of the biggest things is so easy for people to get caught up in ego, especially once they get a little traction. And I'm always at my roots. I always know where I came from. I was always independent. I was always an artist. I was always someone who was expressive, and just hoped that somebody appreciated even just a smidgen of the love that I put into whatever it was that I was creating or putting out there. And, you know, gosh darn it, if I could say that, this is how I want people to feel. I want them to feel appreciated. I want them to feel empowered. I want them to feel that it's okay. Like, you've already put yourself out there on Facebook. Now let's get you like gussied up and ready to get out there and get your word out there in a professional, branded way. Like, if you're going to put yourself out there and there's potentially billions of eyeballs on you in Facebook, let's get you right. Let's get you really stepping into your light, and let's get you using these tools that we try to implement, like, you know, building your email list and creating, you know, quality content, original content to get your word out there. So to me, that's really important, to get the members there, to give them their rah-rahs, because they're due for them, because without them, the world will lack the inspiration that's needed and the support. So many of these people, you know, nobody comes with a built-in, you know, net of 100,000 people following them. It takes one person at a time, and it takes a lot of perseverance to get through that one person at a time daily. When you have a mission and no one's listening, and then you have a mission and then everybody's listening, and then you can't handle all of it, it's all this balance, all this juggling, all this, you know, implementation of all these different tools and techniques and along the way. And we're trying our best to help people navigate how they're going to get their word out there, because it's so important to us, because we really believe the world needs to change, and every single individual that's a member of the Wellness Universe is like a star in the sky. And what would the night sky be without its stars?
Aww, how wonderful is that?
True, it's true. So
Well,
we
and
try to do that.
yeah, and I feel too that you protect your members. And when I say protect, meaning there are business practices that some folks just don't know. And as Maya says, once we know, we do better, right? So you guys provide a wonderful guiding light to help folks, and especially newbie entrepreneurs and newbie solopreneurs with their wonderful messages to help them up their game, rise to the occasion with the support of their fellow group members. Shari, talk more about that.
Well, this is really important to me and personal to me because as an artist, actor myself, and wanting to get into the inspirational field, I didn't always know about my own worth and value in terms of a business. I just knew that I had a message and I wanted to share it. And coming to figure out that I myself am doing the world a disservice by not giving all of myself all the time, and that means creating a business around doing what I love. Because if I'm spending 90% of my time just trying to earn a dollar somewhere else, then I'm not giving the universe what was given to me, a gift. And so I should be investing all of my time in what my message and purpose is here. And so I found that out, and that's what we're trying to share in the group, because there's a lot of people who just got onto Facebook and said, you know what, like I have a message and I want to share it, and they don't see that they have business potential. And it might not have been their initial idea, but what we're trying to build is that why not? Why not earn a living off of doing what you love? Why not earn a living off of doing what you were actually born to do and why it's been inspired in you, why it sits in there? And so Anna, who is more business minded than I always was, is in there every day giving the quick tips, being able to help people grow and see and expand. And I'm in there as the encourager and the person being like, yes, I can do it, you can do it. And it's so important that people realize that they were given a gift and they can actually build a career around it.
Wow. And so let's talk about the structure that you two have to have in place to be managing and growing this community, because there's got to be a plan of action. You've got to have your purpose. You've got to have your outcome that you're looking for. Anna, talk a little bit about that.
Well, essentially, we take it as it comes. Sometimes the idea comes up that morning and we implement it. But essentially, it is having organization. It is having a plan of action and a strategy and a long-term goal. And what keeps us focused and on track, because it is just your everyday. What everybody has to do is, make sure you have all of your paperwork in place, and everybody is accounted for, and your technical end, your website is good and stable, and you have your support system, which is really important, Shari and I, and then we have our lovely admins. We have Kim and Ashley and Jenny, and they're amazing, and Brady is doing our newsletter, and Josh does our blog.
Let's round of applause.
Yay!
Yay!
Yes.
Thank you for all our wonderful folks supporting the group.
Yes, no, well, without your support, just forget it. And that's what a lot of people, and I think that's why a lot of people actually fail in business, because they scare themselves, like, I'm going to be so busy, how am I going to handle it all? And I always say, there's always someone there to help you. There's always someone there to help you. If you just express yourself, you will have champions step up. So,
absolutely, yeah, it's called leveraging, folks. So what happens is, like, in my own circumstances, I'm a great writer. I've written, I don't know, hundreds of blogs, but do I like it? No. I like this live interaction here. And so I found someone who can blog and blog in my voice. It's wonderful to be able to hand that off and focus on something else. And it's true, as Anna was saying, focus on what you do best, what you love to do, and find someone. And really, also what you said, Anna, which is so important, if you ask, the right person will come, and it won't cost an arm and a leg. You won't have to spend a lot of money to build that muffler. So that's just terrific. And what about the outcome, Shari? What is the outcome that you're looking for, that big, wonderful wow for your community?
Wow, it is a big wow. And because what we're ultimately wanting to do is we want to create, and we are building, a space, a platform for all of the world changers, all of the positive thinkers, all of the people that are out there every single day who want to make the world a better place. And that sounds idealistic, but when you're a group, a massive group of people who are all out there doing it, then it can happen. And so we are giving them that space, and that's what we're building. And it's all about literally taking soldiers that are going out there and taking over the world, inundating it with goodness, with positivity, with encouragement, with support. There are people in all aspects of the world who are needing help and who are needing healing, and it is our desire to take these leaders that have already stepped bravely and boldly into their purpose and be able to give them a place to go and a place to be able to create this better world. And so it's a big mission, but one that's happening, and we're doing it with our 800 members right now, and it's continually growing.
Wow. And let's all join in with Intuitive Mitchell, and let's all say together, I am a star.
I'm a star.
I am a star.
Oh, we love you, Mitchell.
Oh my gosh. And just a quick note from Dave Moore, which is great information. If you think an expert to help you is going to be inexpensive, wait until you hire an amateur. That's very true. Yeah.
That's excellent.
And thank you for that I'm a star moment, Intuitive Mitchell. That's so terrific. But so now you're growing this group and you're helping them, but how do you serve them and how do you keep everybody engaged? I know I've seen your red carpet moment. Viewers, it's so cool. The group, they've got this beautiful red carpet image that comes out, and the 2 new, 3, 4, 8 members, whatever, get highlighted and spotlighted. How are the other ways that you serve your members to keep them engaged?
Who's that for?
Oh, Anna.
Okay, sorry. And also I was having a little audio problem for a moment there.
And so, yeah, how do we keep them engaged? How do you find, because a lot of times communities. Yep.
Shari, take it if you can hear me because I'm having audio.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. So it's super important because everybody has so much stuff going on that we want people to come into the community and feel supported, feel encouraged, and so we give them that space on a daily basis to be able to contribute their message. So we offer them places to write so we can go and then feature it on the website. Their thoughts, we do quotes of the day so then they can get featured. I interview them personally so people are able to get a glimpse into their soul and what they're about. We give them a place to talk about the things that they're really excited about, what they're doing, what their mission is, whatever it is going on that week for them. The red carpet that you mentioned, that's an opportunity to be able to celebrate our new members and to be able to introduce other world changers to everybody else. So it's just a community of love, encouragement, support, business. Like Anna's always just filled with, this is how we can brand, this is how you can do this better. So it's kind of like a smorgasbord of everything to help you grow into your greatest version of who you are.
I love that because I would be afraid if I started a community that I would hear crickets, and I'd be worried that that I would not be able to keep up with the conversation. I mean, what happens if if somebody wants to start a community and they're an introvert?
Well, I think what ends up happening is that we have organized it in a way where it's very specific about what the community is about, first of all, because as you know, when you get a lot of people, there can be some drama and things like that. And so we have made it where it's personal, but it's also very business-minded. So people understand that coming into this community, that there is a bigger purpose for it. And we have plenty of introverts that are in there, and they show up, and they're still sharing, and they're still supporting. But with that said, here's an important thing. There are so many introverts that came in who used to use a different profile picture because they didn't want to show who they were. They were behind, whatever image. And now they, from being in this group, have stepped in to their truth, and they're using their pictures now. They've been on camera for the first time with interviews with me. They finally realized that it is okay to be who they are, and even if they hear voices and whatever their things, there's a lot of people, who do readings and aren't comfortable in their own psychic abilities or whatever it is. They stepped into that, and so their introversion has now become an extroversion, and then they can't stop standing on top of mountaintops and yelling. So we're accepting of all people.
How rewarding. How you doing over there, Anna?
Good, I'm good. I got you back.
Oh, good. How rewarding for you, right? I mean, to see folks, shine and come up into their own. Talk more about that.
Oh my gosh, Andy, if we could assist every caterpillar to become a butterfly, that is truly, truly, I know deep inside of me, this is my life purpose. I know this. I want people to be independent. I don't want them to think that they have to ride anybody else's coattails. I want people to stand in their light. I want people to use their voice. If everybody sang the same song, who would listen? Who would buy the record? You have to go out there. You got to take that leap. You got to be a little bit fearless sometimes. And sometimes people don't think and they don't realize you made a Facebook page. Just because you don't have the like there doesn't mean that billions, because it's public, billions of people. So regardless, you're putting your stuff out there. You're putting your thoughts out there. So do it in its fullness. Belt it out with all you have. So this is what we're trying to do. And nothing gives me greater joy than to see people living in their joy and purpose. And like Shari was saying, it's just absolutely remarkable and so fulfilling to see people step into their light and turn into something so much more. Like we have Cherie. She's in her 70s. She always tells us she was almost letting go and just finished with what she was doing until she stepped into our group. And yes, it's a Facebook group, and it's about a Facebook page, but it's not about the page. The page represents who you are. The page represents what you're trying to do and say, and we look at everyone as the individual and their message, and how can we help you grow, you blossom. And Cherie's a prime example, being a woman of her maturity and blossoming and continuing to take everything that we throw at them, and she implements it and she learns, and she's like, well, how do I do that and how do I do that? It's just absolutely remarkable. If every member, because not every member of course is active, in a big community you only get a certain percentage of course, but of those, they realize the value, and they have grown so much as a person, and we hear it over and over again. And there's nothing more than Shari and I can want out of life than to be able to give people that space and that support.
That is great. And what I see two things here. One, that you've set a tone. And so by modeling the tonality, the brand basically of the group, you're showing folks what behavior is expected and not expected, and the support there. And it's also, you have created what I would call a teaching platform. You're there teaching every single day. Did you expect that, Shari?
Well, when I went in, it was, like I said, basically to help bring these people's messages that were being limited by, forces outside of ourselves. And so I knew that we were going to be encouraging and helping. Anna had the brainchild of it being the back-end support as far as helping them grow as their business. Because like I said, I grew along the way myself, and now, I'm ready for the big old business, which I've got. So I didn't see it right from the beginning. I saw it more as people just realizing their own worth and their own value. But the business side of it was definitely Anna, and knowing that these people could take what they were already doing and grow a business around it. So it's pretty amazing and remarkable, as Anna said, and we're beyond touch, and I'm not usually at a loss for words, but the fact that we are able to allow people to see something bigger within themselves and to be able to go and then put it out there is one of the greatest things that we could ever really do.
You're giving them concrete, actionable tips, tools, and resources, and that really is the greatest gift, along with your belief in their ability and being able to give them evidence with other folks in your community. So it's just tremendous. I know, viewers, aren't you just feeling just the love and the passion for their work and what they're doing? What do you see on the horizon for the Wellness Universe? Let's start with Anna.
Well, on the horizon for the Wellness Universe, essentially this was just our beta. I mean, to create this directory was allowing us to get to know all these beautiful faces, these beautiful souls that are out there. And we want to expand more, because our initial touches, our first touches, were to more of the spiritual and the emotional and some occupational and intellectual wellness areas. We didn't really touch on the, believe it or not, the physical or the environmental so much, and usually those are what people think of more. So it's funny because we don't have a lot of health-based wellness people. So to expand on those categories and to welcome those types of people into our group, animal awareness people, people doing things for the environment, for clean water, clean air, social projects, things like this. This is really what we want to start welcoming into our group more. And Shari, I'll let you expand on that thought of where things are actually going.
Well, as I mentioned before about, go ahead.
Oh, I think we just had a little audio challenge there. I'm going to bring in just a quick comment here from Layla. I mean, she works with pets. She's amazing. Thank you for your kind feedback there, Layla. And then up here we have Jean Voice Dart. Thank you so much, Anna. And Cherie, wow, I love that. If everybody would sing the same song, who would buy the record? Yes, belt it out. You are so inspiring. And yes, I'm singing right now. I'm a singing butterfly. Oh my gosh, how wonderful.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you.
And Cherie, I'm so sorry. Something's going on with your audio, but we're just going to move right along here. I always like to take this moment in the show to do some shout outs to some folks who are kind enough to always stop by and wish me a wonderful show and say, I'll see you in the replay. And I always say, I'm going to blow you kisses from the room. And today, though I did see you in the feed, Glenn, so I guess you found some time to show up. I'm so happy. But Kirsty Heisler-Little, Phil at One Great Life, he listens in the car every week. I am so grateful to you, Phil. Carmen, Jerry Stratemeyer, I think is part of your group.
That's Jerry. That's the Jerry I was referencing before.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, she swung by and said, I'm going to have to catch the replay. Mwah, mwah, mwah to you. And Dari and Blair and Deborah Oakland, one of my favorites. She has the Living and Courage platform. Love her. Cherie Valentine, Valerie Ann Pizzana. I saw you in the strip, so I'm not sure if you were able to make it or not. And Frank, I saw you this week. That's so great because I do a shout out to you every week. You're so kind to share the show. And of course, Wandering Poet. You're the first person to comment on the event invite. I'm so grateful to all of you. And to the live participants, Goddesses, Anna, and hopefully Cherie. Do you have any last words you'd like to share with everybody?
Just stay tuned because we are building another platform in which people will have their independence. They'll be able to share all of their blessed gifts with the world, and the world will have access to those gifts. And they'll be able to shine, because right now it's structured around Facebook, but Facebook is just a platform, and it's helping these people to develop, yes. It's helping, and this is what's really great, because it's almost like a learning experience that they're going through on how to evolve with the way things are going in society. It's not about brick and mortar so much anymore. You have to have a presence online, and people are developing that through Facebook. But what we're going to give them is an honest, transparent platform that's built on integrity and where they'll be able to shine their light. It's going to be wonderful.
I love that, and we have to remember, folks, as much as we love our social media platforms, we really need to know that our websites are the ultimate platform, because Facebook could be gone tomorrow. Google Plus, please don't go anywhere, but you know they could be gone tomorrow. And Twitter, my God, where would I get a drink anymore and meet people at the bar? I think what you're doing is wonderful and very important. And again, using those amazing leadership skills that you have, and you know your insightful awareness of how to best support people. I just a quick one right here with Monica Schmidt, who just wants to say thank you, Ande Lyons, for this awesome and inspiring show. You guys would love Monica. What a great woman. And I know, Leela, you had a question too. And hold on, let me bring that up real quickly. Animal awareness, does that include dog trainers?
Sure.
There we go. Good. That's wonderful. How can folks work with you and connect with you? What's the best way?
Is Sherry's audio working yet?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. Well, the best thing is to go to our website, which is thewellnessuniverse.com. And there we have it says join us, and you fill out an application. And right now, at the moment, it's based off of your Facebook page. And we go through and we look at the work that you're doing. We look at your original content. We look to see what you are putting out in the world. And as soon as you fit that criteria, you become a member, you become part of our group, and you become part of the team that's here to help encourage, inspire, and spread positivity around the world.
Ah, how wonderful is that? And Gina Carr says, I look forward to joining. Sounds like my kind of community. Waving to you in Orlando, Gina. Yay!
Come on over, Gina.
And one more from Intuitive Mitchell. What a great show today. Thanks, Andy, and thank you so much, Anna and Cherie. You have definitely changed my life and business. Aw, that's so great. I'm so, again, so thrilled. Live participants, your comments always make the show. Thank you. Replay folks, share your comments. What do you think about joining a community, being involved with one, or actually starting one? You can see the structure that Anna and Cherie have put into place for a successful outcome. And yes, it takes time and commitment, and they got the help they needed so that they could be there for their members and create the engagement and have the conversations that are in alignment with their membership. You both have done a phenomenal job at that, and I am so grateful that you both came on the show today to share your community experience and your ability to build groups and build engagement and collaboration and support versus competition. Viewers, June 16th at 1 p.m. here, Google Plus Hangouts, I am sharing Bob Berg. Do you all know The Go-Giver? I've got that right here. He's the co-author of this wonderful book, and he's going to be joining us for a full hour and filling us with go-giving inspiration. I'm so excited to have him on board. In the meantime, be sure to go to thewellnessuniverse.com and learn more about what Cherie and Anna have to share and do. And please, you can see just from some of the comments here, their community really cares deeply about your success as well as their own and the group's success. It's really a like-minded, aligned group. Anna, any last words for everybody?
Andy, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing us to share this space with you. It's so important that people understand that it's so easy to get swept away in closing yourself off from society, yet get absorbed in social media, and then you're kind of like lost. We're trying to create that space where people are found again, and we all co-create something together. And getting what we had to say out today was so important to us and to our members because they're just so valuable, and they're all co-creators. And we are just the catalyst to allow them to become everything that they are going to be. And Andy, thank you just so much, so much, so much. I can't thank you enough. It's with deep gratitude.
My pleasure. And how about Cherie?
Yes, absolutely. First, thank you. This means so much to us that you've given us the time to be able to share our message. And to everybody watching, I just want to encourage you to listen to your inner voice, to the whispers within you, because it's telling you and leading you where to go. And when you honor that, you honor yourself and you honor the world. And we hope that you continue to be all that you were born to be.
Oh, what a great show. Thank you both for joining me. I just love you all. You're Andelicious beyond 1,000 times Andelicious. And you really brought concrete, actionable, as well as very inspirational advice to the show today. So I'm thrilled you joined me. Hey, live viewers, I'm going to be hitting end broadcast any second now. I'm going to grab the link to this room and put it in the comments section. Come on in and join us. It's really like having us in your living room or wherever you are, Starbucks, wherever. It's so much fun. I hope you'll do it. Remember, it's not recorded. So you don't have to worry about keeping your video on or putting on your fancy makeup or whatever. And until I return again on June 16th at 1 p.m. Eastern, I am wishing all of you an Andelicious day. Mwah, mwah, mwah.